Good morning, everyone. Thanks for that great introduction, Shakesha, and congratulations on your voiceover debut. It gives me a great pleasure to be here this morning at what is promising to be a hot couple of days, literally and figuratively. As I said to Neville from the other foundation, it is fantastic for once to be in a space where I actually care very deeply about the subject matter rather than being at work as a moderator. As a gay man myself, it is very important for me that we achieve social justice in our lifetime, and in particular, what is for me a strategic win on the part of the other foundation has been to be grant makers and fundraisers who focus specifically on affirming the freedom and the dignity of all sexualities. And I think that in this setting is absolutely important. I want to say a little bit more about freedom, about the location where we are in, and then introduce the panel that I have the privilege of moderating this morning. But in the first instance, I want to acknowledge your presence. I want to say thank you as a citizen for the active citizenship that all of you in this venue role model by being part of civil society. The applause, absolutely. And often citizens who are not actively involved, like myself, who just write columns and give opinion, often imagine that civil society is dead. And as I said to friends yesterday, ahead of today's session here, that anyone who thinks that civil society in the region does not exist, does not have deep roots, and does not have leadership, ought to be in a space like this where we can see active citizenship role modeled by people who care deeply about the values that we often talk about, for example, in our Constitution. And that's why yesterday, when I walked around and I engaged many of you about what the organizations were doing, it was really incredibly inspirational to see so many organizations working under difficult circumstances, whether it is in Malawi, whether it is in high schools in the northern areas of Port Elizabeth as well, and trying to deal with homophobia at the level of leadership when it comes to our educationalists in this country. Really, the work in every part of society requires men and women who don't care for fame, who are in the trenches and who often have to give up a lot personally, work with little resources, and have to deal sometimes with formal repression from the state, and on other occasions, like in South Africa, where the state on paper is on your side, there's still a massive gap between the rights and the social justice jurisprudence you see in the Constitution and the lived daily experiences of all sorts of people of different sexual orientations. And I hope that you will take an interest, as I'm sure you already do and have, to connect with one another, to go past the different stands, especially during the breaks, and have an opportunity to have a look at the amazing work that's being done. On that note, actually, I think we do have a montage of some of the activity from yesterday, and I'd like us to have a look at that, and that's by way of affirming and acknowledging the incredible presence of all of you here.